Puerto Rico means rich port in Spanish, and I'm not a rich port. That is a name that was given to my country when it was colonized by the Spanish, because it was the first place that black slaves were traded, along with sugarcane, my country's biggest export. And I think a lot of people see my racial ambiguity and be like, you're brown, you're a Pocahontas. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's just not my truth. And that's just not who I am. And it was very important for me to address that, because I think a lot of people in the Native community in Puerto Rico are sometimes very anti-black, and they like to... I grew up indigenous, and it was one thing that I noticed growing up, that our black roots and our black side was not embraced or celebrated, and I just thought that that was very odd to me, considering that we are all mostly more black than we are native. And yeah, that's just who I am. That's what I am. My skin color fluctuates a lot. I have very, very brown skin, and sometimes because of my anemia or the weather, or because I'm mixed race, I'm pale. And I have looked pale in the past, and I've also looked very, very, very melanated and dark. That is because of the day or the weather, or maybe I was bulimic at the time. I don't know. I don't really care to explain. And I don't really care to, I don't need to feel like I have to justify myself. I'm very happy with who I am. I'm very happy with my truth. I'm very happy with everything that I've grown up and raised by. You know, I was raised with some really great cultural impactful things. I was really lucky to be raised in an Afro-Indigenous household, understanding colorism, understanding privilege, understanding colonization, and decolonizing myself. And when it comes to being in proximity to the black community, I'm embraced all the time by my brothers and sisters. I'm embraced by the community all the time. I'm embraced for being a part of the diaspora. And I've never needed to texturize my hair. I have textured also Indian hair. So my hair can be either curly or straight. Yeah, I've worn a couple of bad curly wigs in the past. Who cares? And I don't know. That's just who I am. And I know a lot of people that look like me that have the same identity and same background. And I think that there was a very, very odd, what was it called? An article that came out claiming that I was fully white, claiming that I was I don't know what it was claiming, but it was very odd. And I had my native and aunts and uncles, my auntie, write me hey, are you okay? I saw this thing on Facebook. And I'm I am so embarrassed. I am so fucking embarrassed. What the fuck? And I really had people I grew up with, elders from my tribe, write me concerned. Imagine what I felt. I felt nothing but embarrassment. It was like having a sex tape come out and all your family members know, and they're asking what's going on. And I'm oh my God. So yeah, that article is fake. There are pictures that people use side by side of my real skin colors. And I think that's really, I don't know, that makes me feel uncomfortable, because considering the fact that I am really melanated, people take real pictures of my skin color, because I think people can't fathom that I'm that dark sometimes. People took a picture from an interview of a documentary of mine called Destiny in 2016. And I'm just looking at it oh my God, I couldn't have been more clueless. I never wore makeup. My hair looks a mess. My eyebrows look a fucking mess. And here I am just doing an interview about my dead mother. And here this picture comes out from this interview about my dead mother. And people trying to tell me that that's not my skin color. Embarrassing. But yeah. So that's, I think, maybe one of the few times I will ever address that. And that's just that. That is just that. And I love my community. I love my community very much. And I love my sisters very much. And I'm very, very careful and conscientious of how I am within the rap community, within the the community in general. You know, I want to uplift my sisters. I was raised never to be racist or anti-black or colorist. And child, when it comes to my brother and sister, I uphold them with my deepest love and respect and honor. And I think that's what all Latin people and, like, you know, I don't know, Latinx or, you know, mixed race people, they should do. They should be very conscientious of how they treat their brothers and sisters. They should be very conscientious how they, you know, exotify and romanticize the men and the women. I think they should be very conscientious of how they themselves are in proximity to the world around them. You have to be respectful and kind. And you have to be very, very, you have to take a step back, you know? You got to take a step back. And when it comes to me, I'm very conscientious. Like, I need to step back. Give my sisters a platform. Give my brothers a platform. And that's important. So that's just a little thing from me to you. Okay, the peppers is ready. The peppers is ready.